What's going on, everybody? My bad here. Coming in today with a Tusk Knives Tuesday live. This is my guest, Salty Redcorn. Salty Redcorn's been a brother of mine for like 3 years. We've been kicking it on Discord. We quit kicking it on Discord, but we still text and talk on Instagram and shit like that. But Salty has kind of fostered me into the knife world. I'm extremely ignorant and still extremely ignorant about a lot of things in the knife world. And sometimes he helps me out, not because I'm ignorant or anything, just because some things happen. He hooks me up with some sweet ass mods, and I appreciate him a lot. But anyways, Salty, go ahead, man.
What's going on, guys? No, man, happy to be here. This is really, really cool. Haven't done a video in a long time. If you guys watch my channel, I haven't done a video in a long time, so definitely feels good to be back on here and just chatting with my knife pros, man.
Yeah. We had Joshua Moles, whatever. I ain't trying to say that. I might say molester or something like that. In there earlier on the chat, he said he's just stopping in, hit the like button. I appreciate that. If you come back, man, send us a chat. Tell us what you
I can see it now. All right, here we go.
Yeah.
The chat's now.
Yeah, you can bring up the comments on it.
I got it.
Comments and go.
Yeah.
Sharp guy.
Cool.
Oh yeah, you're driving. Okay, cool. When you get to your destination, man, tell us what you think about it. Tell us what you want to know.
So you got the new 204P Shaman. Yeah, buddy. What do you think of it?
So see, that's that nub thing that I was telling you about. That's the reason why I want nub delete. Right here, the can't remember what the lock's called. The do what?
Compression
lock, yeah. So like the compression lock on this one's a bit stiff, which I'm sure they're stiff on all Shamans. And when it's stiff, instead of being smooth, like the Para 3 or the PM2,
yeah,
I can just get my finger, which this one doesn't have a nub to go in there, so I ain't even got to do it. And I'm used to these with the Para 3 and the Para 2s. Now I have to get my finger out of the way, and I hit myself with that freaking nub every time.
Right.
Besides that, I had this 2 days before this baby came in.
Right.
I had this thing for 2 days, so I was doing an electrical job and a plumbing job, and I was cutting a lot of wires and stuff like that with this one.
Right.
And does an excellent job. When I'm trying to cut into the wires like that and then cut the plastic away from it so I can bring it out.
Right.
It's a little bit hard to get in there initially, but once it does get in there, it just slices through without a problem. Right. Ergonomically, the best knife I've ever had in my hand folder was the Maximate 2. Yeah, Maximate. I'm having a brain fart now. I'm gonna get it out.
Yeah, just pull it out. Just show us the knife.
It's the first knife I ever bought that was a higher end knife at the time for me.
All right. Yes. Yeah, the Mannix.
I was trying to call it the Maximate because of the freaking blade steel. Anyway, the Mannix 2 was the most ergonomic folder that I've had in my hand before this one. So like there's a couple of little small things for my hand that's probably not a problem with your hand.
Right.
This hump right here is a bit too much for my smaller hand.
Right.
But still that choke up position ergonomically, it just locks in and I can go. There's no really hot spots.
You can skinny that knife. The Shaman is totally able to do a skinny mod too. See, so I've never done it to any of my Shamans because the Shaman, I got big hand. If it's that hump works fine for me. But the Shaman, hold on. If you look at it here, the inside of the line, like so the actual liner actually kind of follows the curve that would continue this way if you were to get rid of this.
Yep.
So you can actually just get rid of the thumb and make this a little bit more neutral. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I love the Shaman. I absolutely, I love it so much. I went through a kick where I was just only having paramilitary 2s, and I stayed with my Shaman, and I just had it on the back burner, and recently took them out, and I just really kind of fell in love with them all over again.
Well, this particular Shaman's about to get the upgrade of upgrades. It's getting all titanium, nautical themed scales. Probably going to go with, instead of titanium on the inside, probably going to go with copper or brass.
That's awesome. I dig it. Absolutely dig it. You've seen this one before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, the SNG Shaman.
Right.
That thing is awesome, man.
Yeah. These are mango wood scales. Custom, mango wood backspacer. But this is the Z-Wear one. I recently switched scales over. I've had these scales on and off several different Shamans, but I think they look good in the Z-Wear. I really like it.
Yeah, with the patina, definitely.
I think it's nice. Yeah, it's nice. And these are actually really lightweight, these scales. They're a little bit more bulky, but they're definitely lightweight. And the action is insane on that particular one. Actually, as a matter of fact, both of the Shamans that I've had for a period of time, that one and the serrated one, which I've had the longest, the action is insane on both of them. So,
hell, the more you play with them, the smoother they're going to get.
And yeah, you can tell, like the one that I've had the longest is insanely smooth compared to the new ones that I got. So
the first thing that I did when I unboxed this thing, of course, I love front flippers and stuff like that, is I went like that and it was successful, and I was like, oh shit.
wow.
Yeah.
I know.
So the more I play with that one, unfortunately, we'll get to this one later, but that one's taken away some serious pocket time that I didn't think was going to happen. But this one came in right after that, and I had to carry it. Especially, I've been like picking it apart, and was like, what all did he do?
It's a cool one. It's a cool one. There was one thing.
Awesome.
There's one thing I couldn't fix on it, and that was the centering. I tried really, really hard. I tried the old.
The more that I look at it, is I don't think it's the centering. I think that the blade was warped. I think that was why it was a second.
Right. That's what I yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a little bit of warp in that blade.
If you remember the one that Daniel had as well, Daniel had one and it was off. Well, appeared to be off center as well, and that's pretty much all I could find to be like the problem with those knives. But either way, it's an awesome knife. I had a PM2. My last custom PM2 that I had was off center second, but it was my favorite one. I don't really care about that too much. That doesn't necessarily bother me. I know
it doesn't bother me at all with this one. This thing's awesome, but like I said, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
What's up, Mrs. Redcorn? And yeah, Dracolope. I'm just that weird guy.
Hey, Draco. Who's that weird guy to the right of my head? Come on, man. All right. So here, check this out. You got the 204P. I know you said you got another one. I got the LMAX one here.
Yeah. I mean, I really want an LMAX now. But there's another knife company that's taking away my money.
Who's that?
Jack Wolf's. I've just decided to collect every Jack Wolf knife there is.
So, that's the one? I touched that one at Blade Show with you, right?
Yeah, we went by that counter.
The one I was like, oh, the one you bought, and I was like, man, this is sick. Yeah, I remember. What was the blade shape on that? It was like a dog. What do they call that? Blade shape?
The pena was a dog leg. The sharpshooter was a clip point. It was a deep clip point.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's right. That thing had an insane hollow grind.
Yeah.
That had an insane hollow grind. I remember picking that thing up, being like, wow.
And since then, I picked up another Jack Wolf, and then I fell even more in love. And I already wanted a little bro, and now they're coming out with a I can't remember the other, but they got the K9 dog leg out that I'm wanting to get, and I might miss out on if I don't hurry up and make some money. Which is one of the reasons why I did a knife sale today. I just put out a knife sale video.
Did you?
Yeah.
I love that. I saw the dog leg, so I know which one you're talking about. What I liked about it was I like their packaging too. I think that when you're buying a knife like that, I think like the packaging is important, to be honest, with something like that, because you're getting like a theme. You're buying into a theme. You're buying into something that's like, I don't know, kind of a cool, like just a vibe in general. I really like it.
Yeah, absolutely.
I really would like to get it. I've said this before, and I really want to get into traditionals, but it's kind of hard for me because the traditionals that I generally gravitate towards are things like that, and they are they're expensive, and I don't know. It's just like when I try to carry traditionals all the time, and it doesn't always work out for me. It's just not something that I like generally flow with. I don't always pull out a small knife to use it. I'm kind of like a 1 or 2 knife kind of guy. Explain it.
I gotta decline that. Call me. With my youth, in my youth, I was living out in the country, being around all these old geezers, whittling and stuff out in the woods, crap like that. I've always been partial to the traditional knives, but the traditional knives they were using, the highest end was case, which there's nothing wrong with that, but it was a whole bunch of old timers straight, which straight and old timer at that time ended up coming together and merging. Yeah. So it just became one jumbled mess, really, to me. But the RECs and the GECs, I always get REC and GEC mixed up. The GECs, the Jack Wolves, the new Rough Riders that are out, and especially the reserves, all of those speak to me in a way. The only ones that I've messed with and tried to buy, because GECs are extremely expensive as well. Jack Wolves, it's not like $275, $285 is a inexpensive knife.
A lot.
But they still speak to me quite a bit more than the GECs. I just can't see me putting down like an actual traditional Barlow $300.
Sharp Guy said he's got a Benchmade Hunt Series large folder. Very cool. That's a good one.
Oh yeah.
Check this out. This is you saw this at the show. This is the Wesson, I think it's
yeah.
WESN Wesson. I believe these are made in the United States and 14C28N in titanium. This is like the only modern traditional I have. I have some other ones that are real traditional knives, but this is kind of one of the only moderns, and it's not my favorite. I really do like it, and I think it's got a cool shape and it feels good. But I prefer something a little bit more fancy and a deeper hollow grind on it.
Well, the thing about it is, man, I don't care if you ever make another. I do care if you ever make another video again. I'm highly disappointed in you for stopping, because man, I love your video style. But regardless, if you ever make a video again, I'll send you every freaking Jack Wolf's knives I ever get if you just want to try them out.
I appreciate it. I loved handling them. I really did. And that's like, my favorite thing about this hobby is just handling cool knives, dude. There's a ton of shit I'd like to do in the hobby and advance and, get to a certain place, but
hey, happy. Yeah. I wasn't downgrading GECs at all, man. I love the look of GECs. I have not handled one. I will have to handle one before I make that decision to go in $200-300 on a GEC. I've handled Jack Wolf's knives before I ever bought one, so I already knew that was my thing. I knew I liked Jack Wolf's for that price.
To be honest, I like Rough Riders. I've handled a couple really nice Rough Riders here recently, and I was skeptical. I really was. And they are nice, dude. And I'm not even talking about the reserves.
Yeah, but even the little $30 Rough Riders, there's nothing wrong with those.
I had a full.
They're excellent.
Yeah, I got like a bone, I don't know, some sort of canoe. I think it was a canoe.
Yeah.
And I was impressed. I mean, the polish on the blade was good. The finishing was good. Everything was put together solid. There wasn't any weird gaps. It was just a really nice knife. And I think it was, like you said, under $30. So I was kind of impressed, to be honest
I
with
mean,
you.
the fit and finish. I mean, there's things. If we're talking about a $75-$100 knife, there's things on the fit and finish that's left to be desired. But for a 30 less than $30 knife, you can't really gripe. You have no room.
Listen, if I'm ever gone and you guys never see me again in the EDC world, I want you to remember my saying. I want it's what do we got here? I'd rather be impressed with a cheap knife than disappointed with an expensive one.
That's right.
Those are my words of wisdom for everybody.
Happy, right before we went live, me and him was kind of going over the new Shrades that are USA made, and I have not, like, I really need to see them, but I've heard nothing but good things about them. I haven't personally seen them yet, but yeah, man, he was saying about that American made sharp finger. He was digging it.
Happy, happy. I brought that up in conversation just before this. I have an old school USA made Schrade fillet boning knife. It's an Uncle Henry Schrade, and then I have a Uncle Henry folding knife. I don't know what the model's called, but it's the same as a 110 folder. It's the same as a buck, but it's a Schrade. It's the equivalent, but it's USA made, and I really like it. And I recently watched, I think it was a Blade HQ video, I don't know, about a month ago, or something. No, it was a Knife Center. David C. Anderson pulled that thing out, the new sharp finger. It's a mirror polished blade. It's gorgeous, bone handle. I want one. Gotta have one. And I think it's $99. So if I'm not mistaken, I think it's 440C I think it's 440C, which I consider a good steal. I know some people are going to gripe about paying, $100 for,
It depends.
40C, but you're talking about,
Who's making it, and what is the heat treat like?
I'm sure it's good. I mean, Schrade's been doing good heat treats for a long time. All their United States stuff has been good in the past, so I could only assume that their heat treat is hopefully better now in 2022. But it's a really really good stuff, and I'd like to see more from them. To be honest, I really like their stuff. And in the past, it's kind of like, oh, well, Schrade kind of like fell into this area where people were like poo-pooing a Schrade, and if you had a Schrade, it was garbage because they were making a lot of cheap stuff overseas, and it's like that. Saying where it's like, nobody's going to notice all the good things you do. They're going to notice that one mistake. And they made some mistakes, and everybody noticed that mistake, and it's just been with them.
Everybody's going to harp on the companies that do that stuff. So, like, Camillus still ain't back, probably never going to be back.
Right.
Schrade did it. Old Timer did it.
Mm-hmm.
Gerber did it. They all went overseas and put out massive amount of quantity. That's redundant. But anyways, quantity instead of quality.
Right.
And they just like vomited out a whole bunch of gas station knives, in my opinion. Not in the way of looks or anything, but in the way of action, feel, blade steel, everything like that.
Right. Right.
And it's hard to get past that.
Anytime that I can, anytime I see something like that, I get excited. Like that excites me more than, like, let's say, like the newest Spyderco drop. Like, I'm more excited to see like the vintage Schrade coming back, like in full force, made here in the United States, looking more awesome than ever. Like, I saw that and I was like, I don't know what it was. Like, that's not my normal thing, but I saw it and it just gave me this feeling. And I was like, I want that. I want to contribute to that. I really like that.
Happy, there's two blades at Walmart that I've been eyeballing quite a bit. And of course, one's the freaking Kershaw Blur, because That's my baby. That's what got me into this stuff. And then the other one is actually a Gerber. It's the fixed blade. It's like it's the smaller fixed blade. It starts with a P. I just cannot remember the name of it. But they're discontinued, and Walmart's the only place that has them. And I've seen them in every single Walmart in Arkansas. It's a discontinued blade, been discontinued for like 3 years, and I'm wanting it just because of that.
Right.
And it's a good blade too.
Isn't that crazy? The discontinued thing always sometimes gets me too. It's like you always want what you can't have.
Yeah.
Right. I have a really cool fixed blade I want to talk about.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, the Prodigy. Thank you, Grumpy.
You remember when I turned you on to the Kaiser Harpoon?
Yes.
Right. So this is my newest Kaiser fixed blade. It's called the Baby, the Kaiser Baby.
Well, that thing's pretty sweet.
It's got an interesting blade shape. I'm trying to get it on set. So it's all black.
Yeah.
It's got an interesting blade shape. It has this kind of really nice ergonomic handle. So the choil is up forward here. Sorry. And you have
Tiger might be soon on my bad.
Downward belly here and still have a nice tip. It's really, really thin, and it's got a nice kind of a crowned spine. It's really hard to tell because it's so black, but
I've never seen that blade in my life.
It's beautiful. I know. That's what drew me to it. And it's a good size.
The Skinner that I designed looks almost exactly like that.
It has a very similar shape to it. And that's kind of what I wanted to show it to you. So this is definitely something that you could try out. I'll send it to you if you want. And just get some kind of a feel for that type of shape and how it works in the world. It's really nice. And I believe this is 154 cm, and something unique about the sheath. So if you see here, this actually pivots, so you can carry it lots of different ways. You can even have it on an angle, kilt like that. You can do it. I'm having a hard time with the backwards thing, but yes, you can move this all around. It works different ways. I really like it. I think it's a solid knife, and I think it's like $50. It's in that same price range.
Oh yeah, that's a wonderful price point.
I like it. I would like to send it to you because I think that you would definitely enjoy it. I carried it around for a while and did work with it, and I was like, man, this is a really good user knife with it's for. Something I've noticed is that sometimes the oddest looking knives are the best looking knives. Sometimes the stranger the blade shape, the better it works, because you can it was designed without looks in mind. You know what I'm saying? So
if you down a deer this year, you've got to skin it with that knife. I mean, I know that I've sent you a skinning knife and everything.
You did.
That knife right there with the you know how like a chef's knife has that forward position where it keeps it away from your knuckles. That was the same reason why I designed a skinning knife with that kind of a forward blade.
Right.
So you can get into the tighter spots without having your hand all the way up into the animal.
Right. It's a good feeling. It really is. I really like it. There's another knife like that I did a good review on, and it was the Vosteed Nightshade.
Yeah,
Timbo sent it to me. It's very similar to the Bob Lum, the Chinese.
It's got a very leaf-shaped blade. But yeah, I'm extremely interested into the Nightshade. I love it.
The downward angle really adds it's just a unique feeling that you don't get from a lot of knives. To be honest, when you're talking about skinning, every time I end up skinning an animal, I always use the same knife, and it's a Dexter. It's my favorite. Really nice Dexter. I forget the serial number, but I love it. Absolutely love it.
What's going on, Forrest? How you doing, man? Oh, Forrest, man, this thing's beautiful.
Oh, that's cool. What is that? A Hank?
Yeah, this is this is a Hank made by Forrest SLR in the chat room right now. He does Forrest Hanks. If y'all don't know who EDC Roundtable is, go check him out. You can get a Forrest Hank at the EDC Roundtable.
Nice, dude. I need to get a Salty Redcorn Hank.
Yeah, they're sweet. That's the third place prize for the 500 subscriber giveaway.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Forrest
Hank,
donated it to the channel, so I appreciate it a lot.
Sick, dude. Awesome.
Yeah, I'm sorry for cutting you off, by the way, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say that Hanks are something that I like, but I don't carry. I've been known to carry like an actual bandana, like in my pocket, as a rag. But I like the idea of a Hank, and I think it's really cool. Like if you get into an actual situation, I think you
Appreciate you, Grumpy.
got to wash your hands. You got to wipe your hands. You got to wipe your blade. You got to do a lot of different stuff. So I think a Hank is actually a really useful tool to carry around.
Well, especially with that one having a microfiber cloth on the inside.
Oh, it does.
Yes.
Oh, that's
it's
even
sweet.
Very good. That's awesome.
Grumpy posted a link down into the chat, so if y'all want to go check out EDC Roundtable, the link's right there.
Excellent. I'm gonna have to look into that.
Oh yeah, Forrest is on Instagram, and he has no problem messaging you back if you ever want to check him out. It's just Forrest SLR or Forrest Hanks.
All right, cool. I'm gonna give him a follow.
Yeah, he's pretty cool, dude. He's on my follow list.
I'm gonna show this one if you don't mind. This one I really like. It's just kind of a unique one. You don't see it a lot. And Ken Onion, if you guys know Ken Onion, he's kind of the people's champion of knife designs. Home front. But this one's titanium and M390. I think it's made in Italy, but it's pretty much the fanciest iteration of the home front. They just started remaking the home front again too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the field strip technology, which I think is I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's good that they're making one that doesn't have field strip because, I don't know, I guess some people might be into this knife maybe for the shape and the look and maybe not so much the field strip technology, but this was kind of like the first one, you know?
Did you see CRKT's new field strip technology?
Yeah.
It's second generation.
It's way simpler. It's just one switch. Yeah. I thought it was always weird that they came with nylon washers. That's my only gripe is that it's on nylon washers, but the action is very smooth and it's a cool knife, man. It really is. Like it's kind of a rare gem. It's just one of those just kind of weird ones. I mean, there's only 500 of them, so it's pretty unique. I like it.
Oh man, the field strip technology I think is sick. The original iteration, which that one has right there, the first gen.
Yeah.
There's a little bit to it, but it's not extremely complicated. All you got to do is flip that switch and screw that back down right there where he's pointing at. And it's not that bad, but that second generation, that could be a hindrance in one way, but it's extremely simple. And I think that there's a lot of a good possible military uses or field uses.
I agree.
That can be done for it.
I think some people might look at this and be like, that's dumb. Why in the heck would you ever need to take apart your knife without tools? That's dumb.
Well, because you've never been to Kuwait or Iraq.
Exactly. Even not to that extreme. Even if you're camping and this is your camping knife and you didn't bring your fucking, excuse my language, your mini Torx to take apart your knife in the field, you can rinse this thing off in the stream. I mean, I think I wasn't
even going to bust this knife out in this live, but since you talked about camping, I go camping on the Mississippi River, on the banks of the Mississippi River. I stay there for like 3 days and I fish. I took this knife right here, and by the time I got done, I could not flip it. Had so much sand in it.
Really? Well, it's a bearing knife, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's if you've watched my channel, that's always kind of been my argument. Is why, for my own personal preference, washer.
And I agree, but I took that knife to test it, and that's a wonderful way to test it. It's take a fish.
Super good test. Super good test. But then here's the question: was the detent good enough for it to actually? Oh, you said no. You said it wouldn't flip at the end of the trip.
I couldn't flip it, but I can still two-hand it.
Yeah.
And use it.
Right.
But it was no longer a fidget toy.
I love that. I love that blade shape. I love that knife.
Yeah, I dicked it up actually.
I have Timbo's here. I forgot to send. He sent me a huge box of stuff, and I forgot to put that in the box. So I got to send that back.
You forgot, huh?
I really did. I really did. I've gotten things mixed up with Timbo a few times because he sends so many things at one time. I'm like, I've actually sent him like my personal knives, and he's like, "Oh man." I'm like, "Oh crap, I forgot. I didn't mean to put that in a box, but you can have it if you want it."
Yeah.
It happens.
Timbo's freaking awesome, man. I appreciate him a lot.
Dude, awesome guy. Absolutely love him. Fantastic guy. Steve Giroux. Steve, I don't know if Steve's in here. I don't see him. I don't know if he does the lives, man. Absolutely. Really like that guy a lot, man. Steve is a solid guy. I haven't talked to him as much as I'd like to, but he gave me this knife, and it's awesome, too. I love him.
Who the hell bit me in Blade Show?
What does it say? Don't want to get bit again like at Blade Show. Oh, you cut your fingers every 10 seconds at Blade Show. What are you talking about?
Dude, I was having fun.
Couldn't look down without watching this guy draw blood.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I got drunk the first night that I was there, which you weren't there. I don't remember. No, you got there and then I got drunk. But the next 2 nights I didn't even get drunk, but I was just cutting myself left and right.
It was insane. It was like bloodbath. Jake from Ohio State, the original aluminum home front with FST was awesome. I agree. I think it's a really cool shape. I just like the shape of the blade and the handle. It's got a classic fighting knife shape. What's that? What are you flipping there?
Oh,
I haven't seen that in a long time.
yeah, you did all the work to it.
That's a fantastic knife. It really is.
Still my favorite budget knife ever,
Super.
but I have a different category for budget knife of the year here.
Okay.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I'm knocking Civivi out of a budget, so Syncut is now stepping in. So the 3 top is the Sash, which just came out recently. I don't even know if it's out yet. And the Bronte's pretty damn good, but there's one blade that I handled at Blade Show that was a prototype at the time. If it comes out this year, it's killing everything. And that was a CJRB knife. I just cannot remember the model number of it. If Grumpy Grunt's still in here, I was playing with it when we was at the CJRB Artisan Cutlery counter talking to that one guy while Russ was getting interviewed.
Is it the Ahab?
No. This is a brand new prototype. I don't think it's out yet. The Tylos. Maybe. When I say that this thing it's better than this.
Really?
It's not even close.
Let me just say, artists, you know that I like Artisan Cutlery, but for you guys, I love Artisan Cutlery. They do really awesome work. The stuff is as good as it can be, and it's not expensive. If you guys have seen some of my videos of me raving about like the tradition and like how inexpensive it was and for how good it was and for how much material you got and what an awesome value. And there is some knives from them that I'm really looking forward to. One of them is that Joe Flowers fixed blade from them. I forget what the name of his fixed blade is called, but it's very skinny, thin, and it's very lightweight, but it's broad and it's out now. The other one, the Ahab, I like the shape of that one. I think that's a unique one as well.
You remember I went to that Joe Flowers
Yep.
That class that Joe Flowers did, and I came back and I was like, I didn't learn nothing and all that kind of crap. Sunday when I was testing out that Jackal and that Heartstopper out in the woods,
right?
I made a mistake exactly that I already knew that I shouldn't have made a mistake with it, but he brought up in the meeting where you get complacent and you chop down and you either hit yourself in the foot or in the leg or you damn near do, and it brushed my pant leg. And it was forceful.
I know the feeling. And that's a scary one, especially when you use an axe or something. You know what I mean?
I'm pretty sure that I did it with this one.
Dude, that's a beautiful freaking knife. Really like that.
Oh man, this thing's awesome.
Is that a Wyatt Hines knife?
Yes, it's a Wyatt Hines knife.
I really want to do something with Wyatt, but I just,
Here's the heart stopper, by the way.
Very cool. Very nice iteration. I like it. What kind of material is the handle?
The Heartstopper's leaf spring, and son of a bitch.
Ah! Yeah. Oh shit.
Yeah, I'll do it. And this one's 80 CRV2.
80 CRV2 is a good steel.
Yeah, it's very good. Very good.
Randall uses it a lot, I think. Is it Randall? Or yeah. Let's see. Beast Boy. Oh, cool. Nice. He put the Hyperlight. Grumpy Grump put the Hyperlight link in there. That's the Joe Flowers knife, the Hyperlight.
Let me go up. I think, yeah, man, good night, Dracolope, man. I'm sorry I didn't catch that.
Draco.
Yeah, he went to bed. We already know it's getting late in the UK.
Can we talk about this?
Absolutely.
This needs to be talked about. I want to tell my story about this really quickly. Okay. Let's just say a few years ago, this knife was kind of the rage. People were talking about it. And I was like, man, that's kind of cool, but I was really into Spyderco. I was so heavily into Spyderco, I almost felt like a traitor if I was going to go try it out Benchmates. It's very, very strange, but that's how it was at the time. I always wanted this. There came a point in time where I wanted this thing so bad, and at the time when I wanted it, I could not buy it. It was discontinued or just sold out everywhere. There was no restocks happening, and so I gave up on it. Recently, I was rolling through YouTube, and I saw a certain large knife YouTuber, and he had posted that this was in stock, and so I ran over to DLT, and I bought one, and I waited for it to come in anxiously, and I really had high hopes for it, and it met every expectation. This knife is so good in many ways. I'm going to do a review video on it, I think. I think it's good enough for me to bring back the channel and do a little review on, but it's kind of like I'm reviewing something that's like old that nobody cares about anymore. But this knife is really such a good knife. I'd love to see them do maybe some new versions of this or whatever. But I really like this blade shape in particular. All right. I know they make a lot of different blade shapes for the grip, but I think that this one is probably the best in my opinion.
Are you going to try the Hogue variant?
I have a Hogue Mini Ritter, and I think they're very similar knives. They're almost very close to the same. Obviously, the mini one isn't
as big, yeah,
optimal for my hand. You know what I mean? But I like the blade shape on the Doug Ritter. I think the Doug Ritter has a really thoughtful blade shape. I think this blade shape is really thoughtful too, but I think the Doug Ritter is like a very strong blade shape. It's kind of got that like rolling, profile where it's very like, it's got the profile where it almost seems like it just pushes everything out of the way,
Mm-hmm.
I was going to say similar to like a convex grind. It's not a convex grind, but it kind of has that rolling side. It doesn't seem super flat to me.
Yeah, Roger. Lately, I've gotten extremely into convex anyways, but I get what you're saying about that. But with the grip, what I was wanting to ask you got the FRN handles, the FRN scales right now. Are you going to switch that out to the G10 or anything?
So, I mean, I'm tossing around if I'm going to do like titanium or micarta or something like that. And I'm a little worried that it's going to ruin the charm. I kind of like the plastic handles. It makes a sound. It makes a sound that's very thwacky. It's very different than the other knives I have. The sound is very nice to me. And I don't know if I feel like if I change it to metal, it's going to sound different. But yes, I'm considering doing like titanium or brass.
You could always switch it back and sell the scales if you don't like them.
For sure.
Shark guy, man, that's awesome that the hover wing is what got you into this community. Like I said, what got me into this community was the Kershaw Blur. So I absolutely understand how you can have a trying to think of the word, but like the past, like reminisce or whatever about a knife that brought you into the community. And yeah, man, this community has got some of the most top-notch people that I've ever hung out with in my life, ever talked to in my life. There's just good people all the way around. Another thing, Grumpy. My water just came back on. I got to turn off some valves. But Grumpy, is that a pyrite? Is that available right now? Did it become available? Because if it has, I've got to go get one.
The button lock. I agree. I think that's a really cool one. CJRB has danced around this one particular design for a while now, and it's essentially a variant of the feldspar, and it's the pyrite. It's kind of just evolved over time into something. I think that in my opinion, they're all the same knife, just evolution of it. The scoria or whatever that I believe it's called, a scoria. The pyrite. They're all kind of iterations of the feldspar, which I think was the original.
Yeah,
that's my opinion.
Well, when I held that pyrite, I did it like 2 separate times. I did it on Friday and I did it on Saturday, and that was when you was running off doing the little shorts and making your collage.
Right.
But I went back over there and I handled it again because I had to. It's smooth for the price. You wouldn't believe how smooth it is. It's guillotine-y, so some people won't like that part, but I do. Some people like more like the hydraulic action. I like the drop shuts.
Right.
But your fingers ain't in the way because it's button lock, of course. So if you know what you're doing with the knife, you're not going to cut yourself, which I'm going to cut myself with it anyways because it's what I do. But for a steel or a steel alloy scaled knife, it was extremely light. What's going on, Timbo? Man, we were just talking about it,
my man.
Yeah.
What up?
Yeah, button locks do need to be free swinging. I understand that, but when I held that, you couldn't hear anything in the pivot. It was free swinging. It was as smooth as possible.
My concern with the knife, looking at it from pictures, is the button, and it could be a good thing or it could be a bad thing. But the button looks very plain and very simple. So, yeah, I'm wondering if it's a good thing or if it's a bad thing.
If I get one, I'll probably send it to you, and you can just pimp it out and make it however you want to. So maybe the button being a blank slate isn't such a bad thing for a modder.
Yeah, we could do something different on it. Very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Artisan does a great job. They really, really do, especially for the price. I mean, I understand that, we've talked about this before. It's great to support Americans. It's great to buy, USA when you can. But not everything's made in the United States. And not everything that's made in the United States is good. So, as far as that goes, I think, there's a lot to be said for these companies. I mean, it's extremely respectable. The product they put out is a respectable product. I mean, their knives are very, very good, especially for the price point. And they have a company like Artisan. If you group them together with CJRB, their line up of knives is immense. It goes forever and ever and ever, dude. You could go to Blade HQ and scroll through Artisan cutlery till the cows come home. They have every single color of every variant. They have titanium. They have micarta. They have everything. So, I think there's a lot to be said. And they take chances that a lot of other companies aren't either capable of doing or willing to do. They do some weird stuff, which is cool. I mean, I think it's cool to do weird stuff. Like the automatic volley song. Like, come on.
With overseas knives, and we'll just put the elephant back out there with Chinese-made knives. I'm not going to run to your section to buy your Chinese made knife. I will come talk to you. If you sell me the knife, I will buy it. With Russell, that's an easy sell. Man can talk for days. His energy's electric. I love Russell. There was a guy, the reason why I bought those two Sng knives while I was at Blade Show, he sold me the knives. He talked to me. He was friendly.
Right.
There's a lot to be said if you come up to a table. And like one of the things that I was extremely excited about is getting a Sharp by Design, but they didn't have a card reader there. You could only do cash. There's only one ATM in that whole entire place, and it didn't have any money in it.
Yeah.
And they wouldn't work with me to get the knife that I had the money for.
Right.
So they didn't get my business, but these Chinese made knives, Sng and CJRB, they did get my money because they talked to me. They were friendly. You know, there's a lot to be said about just being trying to think of the word. If you're trying to sell something, sell it. Don't just think that your brand's going to sell it.
It's a lot to be said about being, personable. Like, like you said, like there's nothing more interesting than somebody who is extremely passionate about what they're doing. And that's going to reflect in what they do. Like, for instance, Russell is so passionate about knives. That reflects. You can see that, you can hear that, you can feel that when you talk to him. Rather than going, I'm not going to name any names, but there was definitely some knife companies out there where I didn't feel the passion, if you know what I'm saying. Yeah. I felt like they've come up with a formula. They sell what they can in limited quantities. They're in it for the money. They know they can get the money. Really don't want to name names, but
when I went there, that was the second table that I went to that Friday early in the morning. The second table I went to, and I wasted like an hour trying to get the money up from ATM. I walked across the street to another ATM. It was out of money. I went to two different ATMs there,
right?
And I couldn't get up the cash to buy it, but I had like $3,000 in a bank account,
right?
Easy. And it was heartbreaking for me at the time. I mean, I was like, you have a brand, but you're not trying to sell it. You think it's just going to sell itself.
Right. Yeah, and I think that pushes me away from a lot of people and companies, to be honest. That pushes me away, almost more than anything. It's like for Spyderco, right? I love Spyderco. They're a huge company. They do stuff like sell a lot of knives and do kind of little cash grabs.
Eric's a nice dude.
Eric and Sal are passionate about knives, and it reflects in the product. Spyderco knives are built for performance, and
when I talked to Eric, man, he wasn't like as high energy as Russell, but it was hard to get away from him because he was talking to me, and he wouldn't stop.
He does because he loves what he does. And I think with guys like that, if you show the same love, or if you have, it's like anything, two magnets attract, you know what I mean? Opposites attract, but what am I trying to say? I don't know, birds of a feather, right?
Yeah.
Same thing. There's going to be something to talk about. So.
Yeah, right. What's going on, Bluminati? What else you got on the table, man? Let's see what you got.
Here's the Strider Sng Operator.
Oh yeah. I remember that I was super jealous of you when your wife bought you that.
Yep, my wife got me this for my birthday. Or no.
And so,
Father's Day?
As you know, I had to retaliate.
I know. Yes.
So since we're doing this, we're going to do it.
Let's do it. Oh, yeah. Look at that. I love that blanket. I love it. I think it's really awesome. You know what? Yours is extremely lightweight compared to this one as well. So that's
I like that mosaic pin.
Yeah, I know. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I have the tritium, obviously, if you guys don't know the tritium button.
Roger. That thing's sick, man. Yeah. The only reason why I bought this knife is with retaliation.
It's a sick one, though. It's a sick one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see, what else do I have here? I have this. You know this. You just sent it to me.
Oh yeah,
All right, Combat Troodon with a drop point, kind of like a rare configuration.
dude, it was sick and I loved it, but I just couldn't justify having it.
You know, I can't really justify having it either, to be honest, but I'm having it right now. The reason that I have it is because you guys know that I've been an affiliate of Axial. There's been like so much drama with Axial, and like you guys have seen my videos, like of my reviews of those knives. Like they're great knives. They're really good knives.
Yeah.
Like Axial OTFs, they're great. They're really good. They're right up there with Ultratechs. And years ago, this is like many, many years ago. I'm talking 6 or 7 years ago, before I was, heavily into pocket knives. I was into Microtechs, oddly enough. Like I was into guns, and somebody introduced me to Microtechs and Protechs, and I knew about those two companies and Spyderco, but they were like, I went on this kick, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna buy these Microtechs. You got to get one." This, he started showing me all the different. Back then, the models were like the Cypher, the Makura One, Ultratech. They were like the older models, but they had the Combat Troodon. He was like, "Dude, you got big hands. You got to get this knife. It's $500." I bought the $500 Combat Troodon, Tanto, serrated, stonewashed, and it was great. I got it. I loved it, and I opened it up a few times, and it stopped firing good. It started misfiring all the time, and I don't know. I sent it back, and I got my money back rather quickly, and I was really turned off by that for a while. But this one that I got, this thing fires awesome. This is really good. So I guess maybe I just had a crappy one,
Yeah, Timbo, that's maybe one of the reasons why Salty got the hell out of there, brother.
Yes. Out of there, baby. Come pitch a tent in my yard, Timbo, anytime down here. So you want to hear some cool news that's not knife related? I think this is cool. We got 1975 Winnebago Brave. It's actually the same exact Winnebago from the show Stranger Things that they get away in. My friend's son just showed me the clip from the actual show. He's like, "It's the same Winnebago." But we pulled it home for like $400. We pulled it home a couple weeks back, and today we went out there. We threw a little gas in it. We started, we put a boat tank on it, new battery. We just tried to kind of get it going. That thing fired right up. I drove it around the yard. So we're gonna get a title for it. We need to get the paperwork, and we are gonna do all the general stuff, brakes, tires, and stuff like that. And me and my family are going camping.
That's cool, man. It's a good thing that I got a place to stay when I come hang out.
Exactly, and I cleared this little spot, parked it under a tree, so when you do come, it's in a really good spot. Plug it right into it. We'll be good, man.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's exciting because it's cool and it's vintage. You know what I mean?
That's freaking awesome, man. Yeah. I'm living in a camper right now. Still having problems with the neighbors up there getting my utilities on my yard. I'm about to take it to city council.
Really? It's got to go that far?
Yeah, unfortunately.
You'll get it. You'll get it.
Yeah.
You're a young guy with a family. They're not gonna hold you up.
Well, I got two separate properties, and across from the half acre, they had like a crazy cat meth head lady there that just junked the shit out of it. So there's like a big ass pile of trash over there.
Right. Burn it down.
So that ain't no fun. You got anything else on the table, brother?
I do. Benchmade 940. I found this. I found this, like on the ground, and it's real. Benchmade 940.
I'm just sitting here, man. You're pulling out all these Benchmades, man. What happened to Spyderco, bro?
Isn't that some shit? I'm gonna finish it off. I showed the ProTech TR2. This is one of the best ProTechs. I have the LMAX Shaman. I showed you guys the LMAX Shaman. Oh, sorry, 204P. 204P Shaman.
Oh yeah.
LMAX Shaman. Right? Z-Wear Shaman. And my favorite Shaman, S30V, serrated. Blacked out, but this is the brown. This is the brown Sprint Run micarta handles on here right now. It's hard to tell, but they are brown micarta handles.
Roger.
So,
Well,
that's
let
it.
me introduce what you've done for me, and one of the many reasons that I do what.
I'm sorry, I have to interrupt you. I have one more knife. I have to just.
Oh man, let's go.
I got to do it. Tactical Everyday Dad.
Oh yeah, the Tritium.
All right, this is the Grizzler. This is the special ops of the Bear Ops, Black Ops, whatever. This is the tactical version of the Grizzler. It has tritium inserts on both sides of the handle. It is a what do they call this stuff here? A nano ceramic coating. So it's all blacked out. And dude, I carry this knife a lot. I got this knife and I was like, I'm going to keep this knife nice. I'm not going to beat on it. And I was like, you know what? Anthony would want me to put this knife to work. So your boy was out there doing it again, cutting concrete bags, beating on this thing, and it's holding up pretty nice. I mean, I have some scratching up here on the tip, but this is an awesome knife. I know you have one. So
yeah, I broke the tip off mine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh,
I was doing a promo video for Anthony.
Yeah.
And I did some jackassery stuff, and I stuck it in the freaking pallet, and I started twisting on it and snapped.
Send it to me. I'll put a tip on it.
Oh, I'm probably going to send it to Daniel.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Daniel already offered to fix it for free.
Awesome. I got some projects for that guy when I get a chance, but.
Oh yeah.
All right, so that pretty much does it for me on the table. I've got it all out there.
Let me run through the very wonderful things that Salty's done for me. This is how he treats his friends right here. He gives me a nice little patina asticus.
Yeah,
you
man.
know, that's very nice. I ended up giving that to my father for a little while because he likes to lose all of his lightweight knives, and I knew that this pocket brick, he's gonna know if it's there.
I forget. That's an awesome knife, brother.
This is a knife of the Kingdom. If you don't know what the Kingdom is, that is King Raven's little shield arms, his little Discord, and we all got our honey badgers. So I still got it. I ain't ever gonna get rid of it.
Right.
Here's my Maximate PM Para 3 and the PM2, and he did the tunas.
That's a good picture.
And all that. They're beautiful.
That's a good picture right there.
What's going on, Dwayne Letterman? Nice to see you, brother. We're about to wrap this up in the next 10 to 15 minutes because I know Salty's got to go home. This was a knife that I had been wanting to try for a long time, and Salty sent me it, and he gave this to me. This was a gift.
Yeah.
And I appreciate it a lot. This thing is awesome. I carry it as a fifth pocket knife all the time. I bought this knife and I played around with it last summer, and then I sent it to Salty, and dude did a badass patina on it. He did an awesome stone wash on this back steel scale, but that rock chipped copper backspacer is as sick as can be. What's going on, BC? How's it going? Never quitting, brother.
Gerbs, what up? Dwayne.
The action on this is just sick.
Timbo got the crew wear. Yo, Jimbo. I didn't get that, Timbo.
Oh. And this is the M4.
Yeah.
Para 3, lightweight. The copper kind of wore off because I use this knife all the time.
Yeah.
Unless, man, I mean, I say all the time, but I mean, like, I've probably handled this about 10 times this year. You have to, Salty understands, and a lot of you guys understand, the amount of knives that as content creators that we touch is insane, and it's hard to go back to the things that you love.
It is.
This is a Delica.
Oh shit! You bring me down. I did all this
Damascus, titanium.
Yeah,
and he did a fire patina on it, and it is beautiful.
Yeah, that knife was a little bit beat up when we got it. You got it.
Yeah, it was very.
Yeah.
And then this was a gift, the Persian.
Yeah.
And this is in CPM 154, and it's a first production run Persian. That is an awesome gift from a very, very good friend of mine.
Yeah, man.
And that's not the reason why I love Salty. I love Salty because of the knowledge he gives me and how he treats me. He's just an extremely good friend. We always can talk and have a good time and laugh and bullshit, and it's just really, really fun.
Yeah.
So, to get to tonight's giveaway,
nice.
You get you a little My Bad sticker, get you another My Bad sticker, and guess what?
Wyatt Hines, what's up, dude?
There's another My Bad sticker.
My wife loves the design. She likes your design.
Yeah.
She loves your logo.
Missing knives.
Oh, that's cool.
The old Tactical Everyday Dad, said Stevie. EDC Roundtable. I can't remember what this one is, but it's Purdy.
I got to meet Stevie, man. Everybody's talking about Stevie.
Yeah, said Stevie's awesome. He's a tits, man.
There's
great. Smoky Mountain Knife Works.
Yeah.
And we got the Free Tiger.
Nice.
And I have cleaned this thing up. It's got a nice edge on it. It is redneck sharp. If y'all want to see me do the redneck sharp test, I'll do it. But my arm's about bald. There you go, redneck sharp test. Now the blade's all dirty. So I hooked this thing up. No fault to Salty at all. I appreciate any gift. I'll hook it up however I can. But I took this thing apart. I did a video of it when I took it apart. And the motherfucker, oh, I'm sorry. I almost dropped the dim effort. But it took me about an hour and 10 minutes to put it back together. I filmed 40 minutes of it. My editor is dropping, like, cutting the video and splicing it. And I made another, like, 3-minute video to tell y'all, hey, my bad ain't always the smartest person in the world putting these things together.
Right.
Because these axis lock or
slide lock, bar lock, whatever they call it.
Whatever.
Yeah. I'll always call it
the blade stop pin. The blade stop pin and these pins to get this blade in here with the washers is not fun.
No.
At all. So that video is going to come out, but it's going to be extremely edited, and I know that I don't like to edit videos, but I also ain't putting down an hour and a half video of me putting the get together a knife.
Right.
I'm gonna cut it down to 18 minutes and let it be. So that's for tonight's giveaway. Y'all know the deal. I usually let the guest pick the number, but Little Bad loves this knife. I don't know why, but she was like, I like that. So let me just tear this thing off so y'all can see. I wrote down a bunch of numbers from 50 to 70 on the other side of this, and I let Little Bad put her finger on the number she wanted, and I circled it. So your range is 50 to 70. I should have done it 51 to 70, but whatever, sue me. It's from 50 to 70. Start time is now.
That Free Tiger is a really good little knife, man. It really
Oh
is.
man, it's sick.
It's a sharp. It's got a good profile. You know, it's a good work knife. It really is a good work knife.
Oh yeah, it's really, really good.
Too, you got to keep it dry. You got to keep it clean. But you know what? It's a great little knife for what it is.
Yeah, Grumpy, it's 50 to 70, brother.
Grumpy, did I meet you at Blade Show? Did we talk? Can't remember.
We'll let this go until 1 hour and 7 minutes. So you got about a minute 40 left.
You got a watch on?
Oh, I got the live timer out there.
I'm saying, you wearing a watch? Ah, me too. Wearing the same one. Different, but same. Different.
Yeah, Seiko 5.
It's one of my absolute favorites. I have two of them.
Well, I've seen a couple that was extremely close.
Mm-hmm.
But I know who's winning right now.
BC Gerbs, dude. Hit me up, dog. We need to get you a watch, man. I would be more than happy to gift you a watch. Just hit me up, find me on Instagram, and send me see, I've been making this guy watch, guys. Send me a little, send me your name and stuff. We'll talk. Got to get you something. You got to have a watch. You're a hardcore outdoorsman. I can see you with a good Casio on the wrist. Something like that.
All right, 30 more seconds. Let's see, just to make sure. Yeah. 15 seconds.
15 seconds to meltdown.
10. 5.
4. 3. 2.
All right, there's the 7. Wyatt Hines with 51-1. The number was 53.
Nice. Congrats, Wyatt.
There you go. That's the one she picked. She picked 53. Wyatt Hines had 51. I saw a 54 and a 55, but no 53s. So Wyatt, you get the feel free Tiger. I believe this will be a wonderful, wonderful sharp knife for you, brother. This will be an excellent sharp knife.
Somebody put my email in the comments, please, so that BC Gerbs can get it. It's head high. I don't know. I type it in there myself, but I can't. There's no bar for me.
Hey, write it down on a piece of paper and put it up to the camera.
Ah, smart guy. I don't know how to write.
Welcome to the club.
Right? Oh man, this is like painful. I'm like trying to pull stuff out to write with. I think the thing's like a paintbrush. Just trying to write something down. Come on.
What's going on, Jesse? How's it going, man? How's work? I know that you're waking up right now in the field. I hope you're doing all right. Love you, Vampire.
So it's Head High Inc.
Let me bigify you. How do I bigify? I forgot.
We're good. They can see me. No, you're good. Headhighink@gmail.com. So headhighinc@gmail.com. Gerbs, definitely give me a shout, man. Can't have you out there without a watch. It's part of your kit, man. Got to have that. I think it's it's not a necessity because everybody's got their phones, but if you don't have your phone, it's nice to have, I'm thinking for you, a Casio would be great with a 10-year battery. You're not going to have to mess with it and touch with it. And it's going to be accurate and basically up to all the tests. I think Casio is probably the best way to go for anybody. I love them.
I went straight into the Seikos for my field watches and my work watches.
Right.
Not only that, but man, this escapement time that you gave me,
It's
phenomenal.
a killer watch.
Phenomenal.
So good. Such a good one.
Well, Salty, man, I appreciate you coming on. I know that you're pressed for time a lot. It was pretty wonderful.
You know what? It's nice for me though, because I do have a lot of stuff going on. So many things have changed for me recently, and there's a lot of things that are really important for me right now that I'm taking the time to do because it just kind of trumps everything else. I have 2 kids. I got one more on the way. My youngest son right now was diagnosed with autism, so it doesn't change anything except for appointments. We go to a lot of different therapies. There's occupational therapy and speech therapy, and so just my life has changed a little bit. I'm just trying to focus on the things that are most important to me right now. I still love all you guys. I do want to make content. I do want to make knife stuff. So,
well, family is number one most important, brother.
Family is the most important thing for me right now. I didn't really have that growing up, so I'm just trying to do my best at it right now. So I'm not gone forever, but yeah.
Well, I feel like I can speak for everybody in this within this community. You're our family as well. We're not trying to take you away from your your biological family and your wife and everything. But if you ever need some help or anything like that, or you just need to talk to somebody, man, this is the community right here.
Of course. Everybody's been so nice to me. Everybody's been so patient with me. Everybody's just really been really good to me, and that's why I started doing this kind of as as a joke. But then it turned out to be something that at the time was really fun for me. And what blew me away was how everybody was so nice, generous, patient, just really. It feels really good to be part of this community, even if it's from a distance, because I'm on here. I see everything. You know what I mean? I see what everybody's doing. I watch the videos as much as I can, but yeah, I love all you guys.
Well, let me get the outro out. Next week, this is no longer a bi-weekly live. This is a weekly live now. Next week, there's going to be no guests, but we're going to go over my entire fixed blade collection. That's all the White Hinds. That's all the Teds. That's all the Bark Rivers. That's all of the little packy knives that I had from my childhood. That's what we're doing next week. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you coming on. If y'all don't know who Salty Redcorn is, which if you're in my live, you should know who he is. Go like, share, and subscribe to his channel. He'll be making some content here pretty soon. The content that he already has out here is phenomenal. He does some of the most unprepared, what do you call it?
Ill-prepared knife review videos.
There we go. Ill-prepared knife review videos. That's it.
Yeah.
For everybody else, man, Wyatt, I'll get that shipped out to you soon. Grumpy, I appreciate you tonight. BC, you're the tits, bro. Everybody that's a part of the My Bad Adventure team is strictly the tits. Y'all have a good one now. Bye-bye.